Although I was legally within my right to take down the video, morally and as a content creator, it wasn't something that I should have done.
So I just copyright striked it because it's fine. That's it. It's legal. And I was high. Yeah, I was high.
Once again, like, just the excuses, like, at least Pokimane took responsibility whether she wanted to or not, right? Whether she was doing it for the right reasons or not. She took responsibility. She apologized, you know. She hasn't done it again. Bowblax just, like, danced around it constantly and wouldn't acknowledge that he did something bad here, you know. Very hard time taking the L. All right, chat. Last thing I want to look at. I've been tapped out of the Bowblax drama, but I think you guys will get a little bit of an understanding of what's going on from this video, Twitter versus Bowblax. This is a crazy video. For a little bit of context of what's going on here, and there's so much more you can get into if you really want to, if you want to go to. I mean, there's a lot of good videos about it. Nick Diorio on his second channel had a lot of good coverage. I'm not going to get into all of it here. But essentially, the deal with Bowblax is that he's a commentary YouTuber, kind of. Historically, he was doing a series called Twitter Versus. Twitter Versus is a series where he would just read tweets in succession. So he would just pick a bunch of tweets, read them.
Milo! Alinity, no. I know how important these gamer moments are. I know that nothing can get in the way of you getting a victory royale when you're that invested into the game, but please don't throw Milo across the room. That is not...
And if you click around through any of these videos, it's mostly him being like, Keemstar said this guy said this.
Else is undeniable. Then we even have the director of creator development at Twitch speaking out by saying, as a cat owner, I am very upset over the recent news.
Like, this is essentially what he did, right? Well, there's a lot of things being brought up now, being brought to the forefront. One thing that is a big deal, I think, to a lot of people, which happened years ago, but you can still criticize him for it now, is so many moons ago, okay? The reason that Bowblax kind of blew up in the first place was because of Pokimane. Essentially, Bowblax at the time was doing videos where he wasn't really reading tweets. Before he really used his voice, it was him compiling a bunch of tweets in a row with music. So he would, like, document a drama. He was an archive channel at the end of the day, right? What he does now is essentially an archive channel with a little more, you know, dress up, I guess, to it. He was doing that kind of stuff. And Pokimane wanted a certain drama to go away. So what she did was she DMCA'd his channel to get the video down. And a lot of people had a problem with that because despite the fact that she had a legal right, they thought it was really cringe for her to, you know, take down a video that's really harmless and is just archiving a public drama that she already had, right? And the criticism was valid. Well, unfortunately, a few years later, Bowblax essentially did the same exact thing. And rather than take accountability for it, what he ended up doing was kind of dancing around it and saying like, oh, I was high. I don't know what happened, you know. This is on the Comment Cop channel years ago. Let's see here. Bowblax versus false copyright strikes. This is a video that kind of goes over what happened here.
Black lives matter. If you're white, kill yourself. If I see you walking the street and you're white.
This is like the funniest thing he's ever done, by the way. This is like easily the best content he's ever made.
I bring up my gun. Call it self-defense. Police will shoot me. I'll be on the news and be praised. My death won't be in vain. Cause black lives matter. Cause you're nothing but non-black.
People were re-uploading the Black Lives Matter song, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable with this being up and it's readily available for people to watch, so I just copyright striked it because it's mine. That's it.
I'm not gonna make this a big deal, but I'm just gonna put it on the record. That was kind of a dumb move.
What's your opinion on JonTron? I like JonTron a lot. He's a friend of mine. He's one of the YouTube goats, in my opinion. Wendigoon is Father, Tom, Son, and Memology, Holy Spirit. What does that mean? What the f does that even mean? Walking, talking, Stephen Hawking. Your chats are insane, dude. You're actually nuts. What are you even talking about? Can you just speak English? Now, this character here, how many of you know who this man is? One in chat if you know who he is, two if you don't. Because I don't know how much my audience on like these live, on like the live channel and the live content diverges from this man. Two. A lot of twos. A lot of twos. Wait, do you guys actually all not know who Augie is? I did say two if you don't know who he is, right? Am I schizo? Most of you don't know who this man is. All right, well, here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal, okay? Augie RFC is a longtime friend of mine, one of my original YouTube friends from, I think I've been friends with this guy since like 2017 or 18, okay? It's been a long time. He kind of created a version of the commentary community that coalesced around him a while ago. It was with like Nick Diorio, who you guys probably know. Bowblax was his co-host on the show. And what Augie did is he ran a show called RFC After Hours, Red Fox Comms After Hours. And the idea was a few times a week, usually once a week, I think was RFC. He would do a live show where he would break down a certain drama situation. He would have guests on to talk about it. He'd have a panel. And that's what he did. And the interesting thing about it is rather than like a traditional live stream where like it's like me here, right, just talking about my thoughts, it was more of a radio show where you have a panel of people. They would talk about a topic. It was almost like, you can kind of think of it like, you know, The View. It's kind of like The View, but for like commentary community Spurgs, right? And he built a little community around him essentially, and there were all these different people. But kind of one of the memes of the community is that Augie would bring in, I mean, not just him, in fairness, a lot of people did. They would bring in a lot of different commentators to come into the community, and then it seemed like, you know, for the past few years, every 6 months, there's been like one person who gets into shit and gets exiled from the community for one reason or another. He was known as the Tard Wrangler, as Moody Morgan points out in chat. And I like Augie a lot. I like his content. I've been friends with him for a long time. I have no issues with him. I wouldn't even criticize him for this because the content was fire. But part of the sort of tumultuous nature of it is he would bring in these people essentially, and he would like quote unquote give them a platform and talk to them. And then eventually there'd be some kind of falling out, right, with the community. And there's been many cases like this. I mean, Tipster was one member of this part of the YouTube commentary community. John Swan was one part of this YouTube commentary community. I don't even know if the majority of you even know who John Swan is at this point. Flamenco is another one. And Bowblax is kind of like the latest kind of thing. Keemstar would call into the streams for sure, but Keemstar didn't build the scene. This little scene has been like existing on YouTube for the past like 4 or 5 years, and then Augie quit streaming about a year ago, and he only recently came back. So essentially, it was like this little community that I was, you know, in a way a part of. I mean, I wasn't the most involved person. I wasn't on every stream, but I would call into the streams, especially earlier on in my channel when it was a little smaller. I would call in and talk to people around. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, Augie, one of the GOATs, undoubtedly. One of the greatest to ever do it. You're on often. I just wasn't as, I wasn't on as often as like someone like Nick, I think. Like I don't think I was considered an integral member of RFC. I think I was kind of bordering on that line between like someone who's out of the community and in. Maybe that's just my impression, but that's kind of how I feel about it. But yeah. And Bowblax was Augie's co-host and best buddy for a while. Bowblax would be on Augie's streams a lot of the time, and it was really both of them that were like the main two people. It was like Augie and then his co-host Bowblax, and then a bunch of other people would be there, you know, here and there. Nick would come in a lot of the time. A lot of other people would come and go, but it was really like Bowblax and Augie, right? Augie and Bowblax, thick as thieves, and it was really Augie's channel, to be clear. But Bowblax would be there a lot of the time, or rather all the time. He was his co-host, quote unquote, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Dude, that's why I didn't want to respond to it. I told you last stream when this was brought up to not bring it up. I literally
Bullshit, you did. You bullshit, you said that.
I did. I told you to not bring it up. You asked.
Your apology in an hour and 45 minutes.
No, that's not an apology. There's no apology. There's an explanation. Let me speak.
Yo, content cop, you're on payroll. Go find it.
Bowblax was like his Red Band. That's kind of like a funny comparison. He kind of was his Brian Red Band. Damn. Makes you think about Augie a lot differently. What's funny is one of the first interviews I've ever done, I feel like one of the earlier YouTube collabs I did was on the Red Fox Comms channel. You guys want to see a little blast from the past? This is from when I was, let me think. How old was I during this? This is posted 5 years ago, but I think this is from like 2018, 2017. Listen to this. This is me and Augie all the way back then, okay?
Well, are you into kids? Are you a lolicon? Is that what
What, did I say that right away?
I mean, maybe you are. I don't know, but it just looks kind of freaky. If you got a little kid as your profile picture, I mean, and you don't even wear a red hoodie in real life, so what are you trying to Is that what you're trying to imply with your videos?
Please stop exposing me.
Why are you filming like the camera angle they do when like someone's giving a blowjob in a porn? Like, why would?
You can see there, that's me and Augie all the way back then. This was posted in 2018. I commented 3 years ago saying legendary. I want to say this is from 2017, maybe. I feel like it's a little older than 2018, but it would have been 15 or 16 when this happened. When this was posted, I was 16. So there you go. It's a little blast from the past for you, just to give you an idea of like how far back it truly goes. All right. With the lore.
The copy strike war rages on.
This is tame for you at the time you would go crazy on a shot from the point. Would I? I don't even remember that. I feel like I have like a I feel like there's like some event horizon at which point I forgot events that happened before a certain time period. If it's like online shit, how crazy was I on Shot from the Point? I honestly don't remember. How bad was it? What's your nightmare lolcow blunt rotation? Joe Rogan, Too Mad, Daniel Larson, Joshua Block, Marilyn Manson, and Steven Crowder. That's to be the most fire podcast in the world. Call it Misunderstood, hosted by Ronnie Radke.
Do you guys remember that video I made back in December talking about my copyright strike and how I'm worried that people can use the copyright system in a negative way to silence other creators? Well, it seems like this is actually going to become a reality, starting with a YouTuber called
24th of August, 2020. Bowblax admits on stream that he's been caught copyright striking channels to re-upload his Black Lives Matter song as an archive.
I strike down my... Dude, that's why I didn't want to respond to it. I told you last stream when this was brought up to not bring it up. I literally
Bullshit you did. You bullshit you said that.
Yeah, I did. I told you to not bring it up.
Wait, this thumbnail is so funny. I didn't even see this thumbnail. Why did he market it this way? It's not. This video is not even about this. The Turkey Tom cheating drama is insane. Why this picture of me? Why do I look like such a fuck boy? I look like I have the like Filipino swag. This video is not even really about me, asshole. Fuck you, Chud Logic. God damn it.
The question you have to ask yourself is, would I feel comfortable
This is so funny.
with my partner viewing these messages? If the answer is no, you've cheated on them.
I didn't get them.
I read the chat. I wasn't
In fairness, I think I gave him the permission to slander. So
like, hey, Bowblax, let's talk
You
about the
don't have
strike.
to read the chat.
I do have to
Hey,
read
Tom.
the chat.
Tom
I
says
read
I'm eating again.
every
I
single
am.
chat message.
Wait, okay. Oh, never mind. I won't get into that conversation.
I don't know. I just think it was a
strike
bad
down
move.
my-
I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't think
mean,
Bowblax is a bad guy. Like, that's not
you can hear how nervous Bowblax is to talk about it.
what I'm saying. I'm not like turning on him right now. I'm just
Can I
saying.
talk?
It's just kind of a bad move.
That'd be DK, not Chud. Base DK, I guess.
Basically what happened is people were re-uploading the Black Lives Matter song, and I was like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with this being up and readily available for people to watch, so I just copyright striked it because it's mine.
Which is like the same exact thing that he criticized Pokemon for doing, right?
That's it. It's legal.
Bowblax, the same guy who has a second channel that involves archiving drama content, was copy striking creators that archived his BLM song. True. True, he did do that. Comic Cop got him years ago.
I take deleted content or inaccessible or hard to access content and put it over here in an archive format so people have an easier way to access it. I'm not trying to make money, I'm just trying to make stuff convenient for other people.
Scumbag Hector made a video on Bowblax calling him a false
He's
flagger.
been spamming that in the chat. I'm not gonna respond, I don't care.
I don't care, he says. I don't care, he says. Just realized you thought Josh was the one doing the inserting. He was sitting on top, bro. He was sitting on top. Jesus Christ. That is dark. That is extremely dark. Big McThankies from McSpankies, by the way, to anybody who bought the merch. I very much appreciate everyone who's done that. It does mean a lot that you gave me your money and made me just a little bit richer, okay? I do appreciate it. For real. Thank you. I think it went very well. I think the merch was high quality. We'll be doing another drop, hopefully by Halloween. I don't know if it's going to make it there, but hopefully by Halloween, if not a little bit after. We'll be doing a t-shirt, and we'll also be doing a nice crew neck pullover, okay? It should be pretty cool. Should be pretty swag.
What is that? The BLM thing?
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Even at the time, I don't blame Augie for defending his friend at all, but he seems very nervous to have to go after his friend here, you know? It's a tough situation to be in.
Little YouTubers.
I don't know,
trying to make
Bowblax. I'm gonna be honest. That was a. I'm not gonna make this a big deal, but I'm just gonna put it on the record. That was kind of a dumb move.
All right.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right. The awkwardness in this call is brutal, bro. It's brutal. Are we going to get a Bowblax song? I don't think so. Next time I do a diss track, I got to do it about somebody that anyone cares about. No offense to Bowblax.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Your
Here it
your
goes.
opinion.
It could be worse. Bowblax could have also false flagged a video criticizing him. Ooh, spicy, spicy. Drama. Ha, that's the T.
There's nothing wrong with
It's
it.
just bad optics.
I guess. Whatever.
I guess, whatever. Once again, like, the refusal to acknowledge this complete hypocrisy from Bowblax. You know, the complete refusal to acknowledge that he did something wrong.
Whenever you give them that screenshot video taken down by Bowblax, that's all they need. No, it's not a false
It's
flag.
not a false flag. It's not a false flag.
I don't think anybody said it was a false flag.
But it's like the exact precise thing that Pokimane was criticized for, right? It's the exact same scenario.
But it's just kind of...
No, someone in the chat said it was.
Oh.
But I guess maybe it meaning. Okay.
I don't know. It's not false. It's not illegal. It's just not a good move. That's just my take.
Several days later.
Van Tactician uploads a video showing that Bowblax false copyright striked his criticism video. Whoa. Removed for a copyright claim, the N-word song by Bowblax. Damn. In my opinion, Josh should have been proud of that. I mean, I think it was a good video. I think everybody should be able to see it, and everybody should be screaming it loud and proud from the top of their lungs, frankly. So here we see the N-word song of Bowblax. We see the criticism video. We see that there was clearly a takedown here.
No, it's not a false
It's not
flag.
a false flag. It's not a false flag.
I don't think anybody said it was a false flag.
After it's revealed Bowblax lied about the strike, people asked him about it again on live stream. Ooh.
I was in my copyright tab, and I was trying to take down re-uploads of the Black Lives Matter song, which was a bad judgment call. Again, it wasn't false for some of them, but it was a bad judgment call, so I undid those two. But in the crossfire, I had a transformative one come up, and I accidentally striked it, and I immediately, as soon as I figured that out, which was only like 10 minutes after, I contacted YouTube support, and within a couple days, it went back up, and then he deleted it to make it look like it's still down. So I'm not a false flagger, I'm not a deplatformer. Shut the up, you're a now. And we want to compare it to like the Pokimane copyright strike or whatever. It's like, I talked with Pokimane, she apologized, I accept the apology, I was trying to give her benefit of the doubt in so many ways. This is not the same situation in the slightest, alright? So...
That video is getting a lot of...
Not the same situation in the slightest. In the slightest, you see. 2020 commentary was so goated, it was the second prime. I mean... In terms of raw viewership, it wasn't so goated, but there was some funny stuff that happened back then. I mean, we had a few good dramas, right? We had like Chris Hansen, Susie Liu, Onision. Like there were a few really good drama stories that were covered by this like little community of people. That was a really like fun saga to watch unfold. It was a good time, man. It was really good. The viewership definitely didn't match what it was in 2016. It was kind of a, you know, because the people that were matching the viewership from 2016 were like Cody Cohen, Drew Gooden, who appealed to a more general audience. But if you were a part of this audience and you're watching it go down, it was so much fun.
Traction at the time, and just being completely honest with you guys.
Hot take, Pokey's mid. That's not a hot take. A lot of people have said that, but Pokimane is not mid, okay? You're just wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I kind of wanted to be over with all the petty drama.
People were re-uploading the Black Lives Matter song, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable with this being up.
Ooh,
and
dude, these clips are brutal. I forgot how bad this was.
People to watch.
Although I was legally within my right to take down the video, morally and as a content creator, it wasn't something that I should have done.
So I just copyright striked it because it's mine. That's it. It's legal. And I was high. Yeah, I was high.
Once again, like, just the excuses. Like, at least Pokimane took responsibility whether she wanted to or not, right? Whether she was doing it for the right reasons or not. She took responsibility. She apologized, you know. She hasn't done it again. Bowblax just, like, danced around it constantly and wouldn't acknowledge that he did something bad here, you know. Very hard time taking the L.
Okay, but I didn't mention it because, like, I don't know, that doesn't take away from the responsibility that I did it. But I didn't mention it because, like, I don't know, that doesn't take away from the responsibility that I...
Bowblax, I'm going to do Tommy C impression. Hey, Bowblax, remove this man's strike as soon as possible. This makes us all look like hypocrites. Tried to 2 days ago. YouTube supporters being slow. Was f***ing around with the copyright tab all high and took them down by mistake. My bad. But of course, the clear problem with this is like, I don't even know what the copyright tab looks like on YouTube, to be honest. I've never done it, but I assume it's, when you're taking down a video, it's not as simple as like an accidental thing or f***ing around while high, right? Like, you definitely have to press like some button that says, you know, here's the content I want to take down. There's definitely like, here's why I want to take it down. Here's the information I have to forward to the person who's going to get their content claimed or taken down by me. Like, it's not as simple as like, oh, I slipped on a banana peel and accidentally struck someone. You know, it's not that simple.
I did it, but I didn't mention it because, like,
I'm disabled. Sorry, I copy strike your vid. That is based.
I don't know. That doesn't take away from the responsibility that I.
How high was he? I believe Bowblax is a major stoner, so probably very high if I had to guess. It makes it worse he's lying. He should have just admitted it. He was in a soy rage and messed up. Yeah, for sure. I mean, with anything you do that's wrong, like if you try to deny it or lie about it or justify it, like you're going to have a much harder time, you know. First of all, I guess getting out of it if you're like, you know, trying to go for sociopathic reasons, but also as far as trying to move on, like you need to be able to acknowledge that you did something bad if you're going to move on from it and improve in the future, you know? Part of personal growth is acknowledging you did something wrong and not making excuses about it.
I did it. I was high. Okay, I was high, and that's why I made the decision to remove the Black Lives Matter videos, which I had the full right to do, but I didn't want to do it. Or, I mean, not that I didn't want to do it, but like, I realized it was a bad idea after the fact. Just like in general, like it just doesn't make any sense. Like it's just dumb. And that's like that's the judgment that I lacked when I was high. The other...
Yeah, looking at this stuff, I mean, it's clear why this stuff went so poorly, you know? It's clear why it went so poorly, and it's also clear why it's like coming up now in current day, right? Because it's just a reflection of a pattern of behavior of like being unwilling to admit to a up and truly, you know, in a literal sense, I hate this terminology because it's such a buzzword, but like take accountability, you know?
Video, it got caught in the crossfire because it almost looked like a re-upload, but then there was like some transformations and like in it where it was like it wasn't the full song, and then there's like some screenshots of tweets I made afterward, and it was just in my list of things to strike, and I didn't like double check because obviously I was high, so I had like lapse in judgment for some things and accidentally strike it, and immediately as soon as I found out, literally 10 minutes within.
The thing is, like, let's say that is the case, right? Let's say it was an accident. He didn't mean to strike it, right? If that is the case, and like when you're high, you're at risk of taking down someone's fair use video about you, you probably shouldn't even have access to the copyright tab, right? Like it's such a terrible justification. It's like, oh, I was literally just too. It's like, if you're, it's almost worse than being malicious because then you just show that you don't have the skills and the cognitive ability, at least in that moment when you're high, to, you know, decide whether content's fair, you know, applicable under fair use or not. He kind of, the way he's, you know, ducking and weaving the criticisms and like trying to not take responsibility, it's just, it almost sounds like Boogie.
In it, I sent YouTube to take off the strikes. It's just like, it's literally just chalks up to a misclick. Do you guys?
That is not a misclick though. Like that's, even what you just described is not a misclick. Like it's still, once again, and you'll see a lot of parallels with this in the current drama, refusing to take accountability for what actually happened. Whoopsies, slipped on a banana peel, copyright striked a video I shouldn't have. Like, imagine if this explanation came from me, right? Like, you guys would never expect it, and you shouldn't. You know, you shouldn't accept this kind of explanation from anyone because it just doesn't make sense.
I'll shut the up, dude. And I'm never speaking about this again, and you're all
ever
banned if you mention it.
You're banned if you mention it. Says he was wrong, defensive on why it was wrong. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, she's trying to get the credit for like saying he did something wrong, while also getting the credit from like justifying it and endlessly explaining it. You know, I mean, this is an old video in particular, so if this is the only thing with Bowblax, I probably wouldn't care. I wouldn't even criticize him for it. And I feel like I'm being relatively nice to him here, but you know, I'm not shitting on him to the extent others have, but it's like a pattern of behavior, right? You do this once, maybe you can get away with it. Right. I don't think anybody to this day is holding the Pokemon copyright strike stuff over her head because she hasn't done it in a long time. But like when you have a repeated pattern of, you know, obviously Bowblax hasn't struck anything since then, but when you have a repeated pattern of like making a quote unquote mistake over and over again, refusing to take accountability for similar mistakes, it's like extremely frustrating. He literally wants to say I'm wrong, but also here are 50 reasons why it's not my fault. Yeah, it's extremely frustrating to listen to anybody in your personal life give this kind of explanation. Therefore, it's very frustrating to hear somebody who's a popular YouTuber give this kind of thing, you know?
Mods, ban that guy, dude. I don't have any mods in chat, bro, so I gotta do it myself after.
Gotta ban him myself.
12 seconds later.
Like, am I wrong? Like, I don't know, dude. Don't feel... people in the chat who like me don't feel obliged to like agree with what I'm saying just because it's me saying it, but like, am I wrong? Like
once again, saying this kind of thing, like, don't feel obliged to like me, but am I wrong? It's like, yeah, you actually are. 19th of September, Nick Furio confronts Bowblax about the copy strikes in a deleted live stream. This live stream was brutal when it happened, man. I remember, like, I think I was in college at the time. I want to say I was 18, freshman year of college. I think I was out, like, drinking with my friends or something, and I came back after a while, and I hopped on Discord for some reason. I hopped in a call. It was just Nick and Bowblax sitting in this call. Because I think I had been on the stream earlier or something, but I wasn't here for this part. And I hopped on, and it was, like, a very weird energy. I was like, wait, what the fuck's happening? And Nick's like, you know, just some stuff happened on live stream. And I didn't find out till the next day, and then I was like, oh, I was like, oh, shit. I didn't realize exactly how this went down. This is the origin of, if you've ever heard the Let Me Speak Bowblax lore, which I think he integrates on his channel. I think he's kind of, he says Let Me Speak is like a meme now. I think he's got it on his channel About tab. Let Me Speak. This is where it comes from. This is the origins of the Let Me Speak, the legendary meme.
Bowblax, you still here?
Yeah, I am. Nick's just being annoying and text right now, dude.
Oh yeah, oh my god, I'm looking at this right
now. Y'all took...
He's trying to, like, make a mountain out of a molehill. That's literally what...
Make a mountain out of a molehill. Off of a clear hypocrisy that destroys the integrity of his entire channel. Make a mountain out of a molehill.
What he's doing.
Whoa, dude!
Oh my god.
It's so cool, dude. You were just like,
I can be sleep off. I don't know.
you know how in Ghost and Mario you're looking at me.
Nick's the only one who's upset. He's like, there's like something. You can talk. I've already talked about everything we're talking about publicly. I don't. Yes, I have. I literally did it in the clip I linked you. Did you not see the clip I linked you? The stream. That's why I told you to watch it. It literally answers all your questions.
Like, once again, when somebody is in this kind of situation, right, where they're claiming to take accountability, and then anytime someone brings it up, they're like clearly scared that the audience that they're being exposed to right now is like potentially going to be mad about how they are talking about it, potentially be mad at the admissions they make. You know, it's like, oh, I took accountability. Why are you bringing it up? Why are you bringing it up? I took accountability. It's like, all right, man. Clearly there's something going on here.
I've already said it live. I've already said everything I've said publicly, man. I don't know why you would just assume things before coming to talk to me, but whatever.
How'd your haircut get worse? Oh, it can always get worse, don't you worry. It can always get worse. We can always go deeper. Deeper and deeper and deeper.
But that's how I got to the conclusion that I'm at, was through a conversation with you.
Yeah, but...
The Mario gameplay is so goofy. Yeah, I mean, that's part of what makes this so Kino, right? You have this, like, serious conversation about, like, the ethics of copyright striking someone and the hypocrisy of Bowblax and how this, like, destroys his integrity. And meanwhile, in the background, you have this. Why did you tweet that? Dude, at any point in time when I'm streaming, just keep in mind, I could be tweeting the most unhinged shit possible, okay? Just always keep that in mind. I've got some shit going on in my mind at all times that could easily be tweeted out, all right? So just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? The inner workings of my mind are an enigma that you will never understand.
Put some hot sauce on your chips, ladies and gentlemen.
What does that even mean?
I'm confused. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk.
What does put some hot sauce on your chips mean in this context? Does that mean like, is like popcorn? What does that mean?
Talk about it. Start the combo. If you want to start the combo, you can talk about it. Cause I've already talked about it publicly. I don't want to like be vague and cause like I don't want to. You got to be very clear on what we're talking about. But like, if you want to talk about it, you can. I've already talked about this a lot.
I don't want to be vague. Why are you bringing it up? We can talk about it if you want. I've already talked about it, though, so I shouldn't have to talk about it. Don't bring it up. You got to get a tweet cam for the stream. That'd be funny. Everybody can see my computer monitor at all times and see all of my goon material on my second monitor. Good idea. Your mind is a Shein factory mass production for cancerous tweets? Yes, it is.
I'm not hiding anything, but if you want to, you can.
You save VODs. If you want to watch VODs, currently, the best way to watch them is to become a member on the Tom Dark channel. That's where you can get access to all stream VODs and the Tomboys podcast.
If you don't, like, whatever, up to you, man. You're the only one upset about this,
really
so.
how far it's gone?
What do you mean this is the first time it's, like, coming up in a major way? Besides the other conversation that I was just referencing.
Yeah, and you're like, clearly I'm willing to talk about it. I'm very nervous about the conversation.
I'm completely lost right now. I don't know.
He's talking about me accidentally false flagging someone.
Yeah,
that's what he.
Accidentally false flagging someone on accident. That moment when you accidentally false flag someone. I just won a Fortnite game. Here's some money. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Have a
He's
good one.
talking
Around the
about.
internet
On God.
pretending it was accidental. It just wasn't. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. I don't think many people believe you. I think most
Nick with a base take as always. Nick is the most based commentator in this community of all time, hands down. Telling it like it is, okay? Italian swag.
people actually don't. I'm sorry, dude. I genuinely don't believe you accidentally struck the Black Lives Matter video after you sat with me for days telling me how angry you were that it was getting views. I don't believe you accidentally struck the Black Lives Matter video when after Augie's stream, when us had to find out when somebody called you out in chat about it, that we had a conversation for like 30 minutes explaining to you why
It was a lapse in judgment, not an accident. It was a lapse.
A lapse in judgment of an accident. These are very different things, though. A lapse in judgment is like, I made a poor decision. It was a very simple thing, you know, but it was clearly like still an intentional thing I did. An accident is like a complete mistake that you didn't mean to happen at all, right? These are two different, like a lapse in judgment is still intentional for a short period of time when it happens, right? Lapse in judgment, not an accident, but that's exactly what Bowblax just described it as, an accident.
Lapse in judgment.
Now, hold on. You just said you accidentally struck him. Now you said it was lapse in judgment.
Severe and continuous lapse in judgment. Yeah, literally Logan Paul argument. the fact to even use that phrasing is kind of meme worthy.
So do you want to debate me on this, Bowblax? Because
It's a lapse in judgment.
30 seconds ago.
It's a lapse in judgment, and I called it a mistake. Because it's a mistake that I did that, yeah. So it's an accident, as in it's a mistake.
You said I accidentally struck that video. That's not a lapse in judgment. That's a far cry from a lapse in judgment.
I shouldn't have done it. What else do you want me to say, man? And as soon as I did it, Nick!
I clicked the button.
I notice just like, as soon as he's being called out, like the tantrum starts, you know? And like to an extent, you know, I think you can explain this away a little bit with Bowblax's autism because he is a genuinely autistic person, but at the same time, like, if this is the kind of lapse in judgment you have, no matter who you are, you probably shouldn't be operating as a commentary channel, right? In the most critical space on the internet where you're going to be judged more highly than you would be outside of it, right? Like if you're going to be a commentary channel and criticize other people and make the same exact mistakes, obviously this is going to call your entire channel's integrity into question by quite a bit.
Wait, that's literally, I had a lapse in judgment because I was high. That was a factor in it. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that. And I said, and I said in the screen, no, I literally, I said in the stream clip I sent you that I shouldn't have mentioned that because that's not a valid excuse and I should take responsibility for what I do regardless if I'm high or not.
And ultimately, the way this went towards the end was pretty bad. It got pretty heated.
I was mad, but I amplified it for effect. Like I went on longer for comedic effect.
Literally nobody on. Dude, you literally rage quit the call. I'm sorry, that's literally.
Yeah, I was mad, but I played it up later for effect. That's what I.
Played up later for effect. Once again, another lie.
Hour and 45 minutes.
No, that's not an apology. There's no apology. That's an explanation. Let me speak. You. You motherfucker! You bitch! My apology is not in there! My apology was oh my god! You didn't even watch the clip! Why are you saying shit without watching the clip?
Straight up meltdown, crash out, let me speak. This is the let me speak meme, right? And so this is the drama from back in the day that like people got mad at Bowblax for. And now there's a lot of current stuff that's happened. Without explaining all of it, there is a decent video from Nick's second channel that summarizes a lot of it, but it is like, that was like a monumental crash out moment.
So recently I was watching.
And this is Nick's new parody of the Bowblax format, in which he also leaks some DMs from Bowblax to make him look pretty bad.
So recently I was watching my favorite live streamer, Augie RFC, come back to YouTube, and on that stream, the YouTuber Bowblax was caught making several lies, ultimately culminating in the fact that he actually did not have BPD.
Yeah, I lied about having BPD.
So on Twitter, Willie Mac Show said, first they came for John Swan, and I said nothing because I didn't lie to Dream. Then they came for Tipster. I said nothing because I don't like Lolly. Then they came for Bowblax, and I said nothing because I don't like his rap song. And finally, they came for me, and there was no one left to speak up.
And there's a lot of drama in between here that's pretty interesting to look at. But the most monumental part of this is Nick leaked this crash out that Bowblax went through at the end of this video, where he was just sending him a bunch of absolutely insane schizo DMs, and they are unreal, man.
Messages and like the.
This is where he was falsely accusing Destiny of being a because it was convenient for him, despite the fact that Destiny was clearly joking here. The girl he's joking with is a legal adult, and Bowblax also knew that girl, so he knew that like Destiny was being lied about here. It kind of paints a clear picture that, you know, Bowblax is willing to slander someone or at least support slanderous claims about someone if he thinks it's convenient to them or convenient to the narrative he wants to push because he doesn't like them.
Joke he was making. I knew he wasn't being a, but he was making a joke.
So you retweeted someone who's calling him a and you're like, oh, he's clearly joking about this. But it's
and then I got
to
high.
my argument right now,
True.
so I'm going to make a comment about it. The nature of that was calling him a There's not really another way to splice it.
Yeah, I know. So
this is one single example of a pattern of behavior that this little rat exhibits because of his down...
Here, Bowblax said, I did F up and kept trying to roast Destiny after my bad tweet. I want to let you know that I'm not trying to be unfair to him. I'm just going nutto a bit. I'm going to be taking a small step back from being super active online. Just want to let you know that I'm not going to let myself turn into a lol cow. Actually, he said here, I am going to let myself turn into a lol cow. Jesus, Freudian slip. Feel free to DM me if you think I tweet something bad.
Right malicious nature and raging insecurity. Look at this little freak. Look at him eating mayonnaise. It's adorable. How could somebody like this be an egomaniac? Come on.
This is also, they call him Mayo Monkey because he unironically likes eating mayonnaise just as it is, which is crazy. That might be the worst thing he's done, bro. Not gonna lie, Tom, I feel like you'd include this in a vid on someone, but obviously Bowblax is more biased. I mean, to be clear, Bowblax deserves to be criticized for all of this. I cannot sweep for Bowblax whatsoever. Like, the criticism he's getting is absolutely deserved. You know, his like integrity as a commentary channel is, in my opinion, over after all of this.
I need you to listen and think about what I said and make a real apology.
These are DMs that Bowblax sent to Nick for context. This unhinged DMs.
Not public, no optics, just you talking to me. I think you know me that if you even respect me just a little bit. Video form, written form,
Thanks for all the
whatever.
noise, you're welcome.
I understand this was a mistake on your part. You had no malicious intent, but I think it's a big up. I don't know if I'm being sensitive, but yeah, I'm always worried about being too whiny or bitchy, which is why I let like Keem step on me for so many years with zero respect.
Like, it's clear he has some kind of inferiority complex here where he hates the idea that people think that, like, Keemstar is smarter than him or something. Like, he really hates that. He also hates the idea that, like, Destiny thinks that he is smarter than him, which, I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say that Destiny is more intelligent than Bowblax.
And now I see you're doing the same shit with Destiny, letting him step all over you, trying to correct the record when he called you a big fat on his stream over Boogie 2988 DMs. Pathetic is what I think it is. I don't know, man. Maybe it's harsh, but I think you're a talented, smart, loving dude. But sometimes you're dense as
And these DMs are just absolutely unhinged. And the way they end is with him, like, once again, obsessing over Destiny, declaring himself as, like, the creator of the community that Augie really built. Like, he's actually completely unhinged here.
Troy community that, by the way, I built with Augie over 3 years. I helped build the community that you're setting my standards to. Destiny's not cool. He is not my friend. I hate him. Tipster I hate is a meme. I hate Destiny. He is evil. He is not my friend. Everyone but you knows this. Literally, like 20 YouTubers know my behind it and the scenes pinos of him. I didn't need your snarky optics check. DM me next time. Zero respect. I'm asking for the bare minimum, dude. Bare fucking minimum. Share this DM convo anywhere. I don't care. It's juicy content.
They're so
you
brutal.
asshole. Apologize
Vevil.
for real.
Destiny is Vevil. True.
We're not friends. Bye. Hey, dude. Are you good? I was putting RGB on my refrigerator. You're sending like a lot of messages.
So, there you go. Very brief summary of the Bowblax crash out. This is not even like, this is like maybe 10%, if that, of the entire thing. If you want to know more about it, Nick Diorio already covered it really well on this channel. I think if you want to understand the drama, why Bowblax is getting hate and deserves a backlash, is a great video to understand it. Nick always does good content, like his stuff, so yeah, that would be probably the best video to watch if you want to understand all this. Anyway, with that being said, I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch the full vlog because you didn't catch it, I'm going to upload it on the Tom Dark channel right now, so it'll be up probably by the morning. Only for members, though, of course. And this will get clipped pretty soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the donos. Just wanted to try out streaming over here because I've never done it. It was a good experience overall. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, guys.